Hey guys, so I just realized that this video is going to be super long because I just filmed it and it was the footage that I got is like 15 minutes and it's mostly me talking and not pausing. So sit through it because I mean I think that my story is pretty unique. So this is just elementary school. I didn't go any farther than that, but it's long. So I'm not gonna be mad at you if you don't watch it, but there is a surprise near the end that doesn't have to do with my elementary school or anything. It's in my New Year's resolutions part. So, without further ado, here is the video. Elementary school. Let's back that up a little bit. Before elementary school, I lived with my mom and my dad. They were not divorced yet, but they did get divorced probably I think it was just after I started kindergarten. So I lived with just my dad after that, and I don't know where my mom was. I still don't even know. I mean, I'm sure if I asked her, she would tell me. But I was living with my dad, and that was probably one of the worst times in my life, but I didn't know it. When I was a kid, I thought that my life was fine, and everything was fine and dandy, but looking back on it now, it really was bad. It was not a good place for me. My dad smoked in the house all the time, and so me and both of my brothers were just surrounded by it all the time. Our clothes smelled like cigarettes and everything we did, and my dad hardly ever made us take baths and showers, and we were little boys, so we didn't care. So we went to school in dirty clothes that didn't get washed and smelled like cigarettes, and we were not clean, and our house was a total mess all the time, and so it just was not a very good place to be. And that went on until about the end of first grade, I think, that summer, when my grandparents came and took us out, because they were trying almost for all of those 2 years, they were trying to get us away from my dad, and they finally did that summer after first grade, and I was living here in Vancouver, and then we moved into my grandparents' house, which is just outside of Vancouver in Battleground. I mean, I know you guys aren't from around here, so you don't know all the little cities, but so I went to, we were told that we were just going to go and stay with them for the summer and everything, and then we'd come back to our dad's. They just told us that to make us feel like we weren't just being pulled out of there. I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, I went to a new school, and I loved that school a lot. It was called Pleasant Valley Elementary School. It's the second school I went to, obviously. And I just was in that one for second grade, or most of second grade. Maybe, no, all of it. Yeah, all of second grade. Until that summer when I was moved from my grandparents' house, and I moved up to Longview to live with my mom, because everybody thought that she was doing better, and that she could take care of us, and it would be all fine and dandy, but it wasn't, obviously, because I hinted that a minute ago. Anyway, so we lived in a hotel for that summer, and then we finally moved into a house later on. But for about probably the first third of my third grade year in school, we didn't even get enrolled. My mom just didn't do it. So for probably 3 or 4 months we were just extended summer. We didn't care. But after Christmas and holidays and everything, my mom finally put us in school. So then, let's see, the rest of third grade and fourth grade and just third grade and fourth grade, I was in the third school that I went to, which was Kessler School, Elementary School. I think that's what it was. And I liked that one. I liked my teacher in there. She was nice. And then I don't remember any stories from all my schools. I don't have any really good ones, so bear with me, I guess. And in that school I lived in like two different houses, I think. Yeah, one of them was a nice house, but the attic was burned. There was like a fire in the attic and nobody did anything about it. So that was before we moved in, and they didn't tell us about it. So me and my brothers lived upstairs, so right next to the attic, basically, because it was kind of two in one. Kind of, the attic was on the sides. So we were exposed to a bunch of like burnt chemicals, basically, the wood and all this stuff that's in the wood. So we were sick a lot, and we couldn't figure out why. So we moved, and we finally figured out why. But right before we moved, but we moved into a tiny one-bedroom house for the 5 of us, my mom and her boyfriend and my 2 brothers and me. A tiny one-bedroom house, but it had a shed in the back. And it wasn't like a little metal shed. It was a nice like wooden shed. It had a foundation and insulation in it, and that's where my brothers and I slept. So we basically lived in a shed, and that was crap. That was a really crappy place to live, because the house was really tiny and crappy and it had rats in it. We call it the rat house now. Yeah, that was really bad. And let's see, what was after that? 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. We moved out of that house finally into an apartment, which was in probably the most ghetto part of the town, up in Longview still. Longview, Washington. It was all apartments around us, like it was just apartment building after apartment building everywhere around this whole little area, and that's where we lived. And it was really ghetto. Like, I got in fist fights there all the time with the little, like, kids my age, and I don't know, the best memory there way off topic, I guess, kind of, we played Pokemon there, and everybody had their Pokemon decks, and we battled each other and everything. That was a good part of that. Probably the only good part, though. But that was really bad apartments. There was one time when there was two boys, like, back when I was little, I thought they were old, but they were not old. They were like 16 and 15, but they hung out with my mom and her boyfriend a lot because they were doing drugs, and my mom was doing drugs. She was doing drugs forever, since I was a little baby, almost. And those 2 kids, they stole a bunch of stuff from us, so my mom's boyfriend at the time, he went and broke that kid's jaw, and he had to get his jaw wired shut for like, I think it was like a 1.5 years or something, so that really sucked for him, but he shouldn't have stole our stuff, so gets what he deserves. And then another time in that apartment, my mom and her boyfriend again got into a fight they got into an argument with this one lady that was down the street, and she had a couple of big, buff skinheads. So if you don't know what a skinhead is, they're basically a Nazi, modern day Nazi. And they came up and broke down our door, and me and my brothers were in the room, so we ran into the back of the house, the apartment, and my mom whipped out her taser, and as the guys were like trashing our house, she tased one of them, and they both ran off, and one of them didn't come back. One of them actually left his keys in our house, so he came back and he's like, I left my keys in here, can I get them? And we just gave them to him, like, we didn't do it. We're like, here you go, whatever. We trashed our house, whatever, go away. So yeah, that was really bad. And that was all in 5th grade. And then probably the highlight of my 5th grade year is when we moved out of those apartments and we moved to Seaside, Oregon, which is an awesome vacation town in Oregon. It's on the beach. It's one of the best places to be because my mom's boyfriend was in construction and they were building a giant hotel there. So we moved there, and so we lived on the beach, basically. We lived in a really nice house. It was a block away from the beach, and it was just awesome. And my school was awesome, and I was in the higher level classes because I was too smart to be in just the regular 5th grade class. So that was it. It was just awesome. And during the summer after, or it was a little bit during 5th grade, and then the summer after 5th grade, I volunteered at the little bike shop thing that was there. And God, I'm talking for so damn long. I'm sorry, guys. This must be really crappy for you. I don't even know how long this is. Anyway, I was volunteering there, and I was getting paid probably like $10 to $20 a day just for volunteering. And I guess it's still volunteering because I wasn't like on payroll or anything, and I was in 5th grade. So I was just helping this one guy with the bike shop, basically. It was me and my brother did it, and we got like $10 to $20 a day, which is a ton of money for a 5th grader. So we got everything we wanted there, and I wish that I just stayed there for the rest of my schooling, but we didn't. We moved again to Vancouver because my mom's boyfriend was a dick, and he beat us and everything. Throughout this whole thing, he was hitting us and beating us, me and my mom up, and my brothers, and so we finally got away from him by moving. We moved while he was at work, and the next day my mom and a bunch of her friends went back and took all the stuff out of the house, and we got that all too while he was at work. And so it probably sucked for him, but he was an asshole. So yeah, we moved back here to Vancouver, where I am right now, and that was actually, that's the summer right before 6th grade. So that is where my story ends for today. This is freaking long. I'm so sorry about this. But Diane, your challenge was our New Year's resolutions, and I usually don't do them every year because it's just worthless. Because I mean, I know what I want to accomplish with my life in general, so I don't really need stuff to do every year. But I guess stuff that I do want to do this year is probably get a job and keep it, because I got laid off from my last one. Because I really do need to start saving up for everything, basically. And then another thing that I want to do is pass all my classes in college, because obviously I want to pass them all, and that should actually be pretty easy for me. So yeah. Also, one thing that is going to happen this year that I am pretty excited about is I am probably, no, not probably, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. And yeah, she's probably not going to watch this video, but if she does, she already knows that I'm going to do it at some time this year. So and before you get all, oh my gosh, you're so young, why are you getting married right now? I'm 20 years old, and yeah, me and Rachel have been together for, well, it's been 1.5 years now that we've actually been dating, but we've been best friends for like 5 years. So we both are ready for it. So yeah, that's something that's gonna happen this year. Again, I'm sorry this is so long of a video. I'm not surprised if you didn't watch it, but if you are where you are right now watching this video, then obviously you did. So thank you, and I will see you tomorrow, Victoria, with your story. So, bye.